Good morning all. Welcome back to Stevensville Bonsai. This is John. This morning we're doing a little video on our bonsai trees. I want to talk about what species that I particularly use that I would favor here in South Louisiana, so we can learn about what we can grow in our particular areas. Now, if anybody has questions that may pertain to their particular area, like in North America, like in the northern states or in Canada, I just suggest going to check it out on Google. Go to Department of Agriculture, and what I do is I usually just type in Department of Agriculture zone for whatever particular tree I want to grow, and it'll tell you, the Google search will tell you if you can grow that particular tree in your area. So without further ado, let's go through our trees that I grow in my area that I like, that would make particularly probably good bonsai trees. The first one on our list, we have, I believe it's a Japanese maple right here. I've asked on a Facebook group that I belong to about Japanese maple. Nobody's ever shown a Japanese maple. Figured, well, it'll make a good bonsai tree, so we're making bonsai with it. Grows here in South Louisiana. Usually in my area you can't grow it in the ground and grow fruit because it's too wet, but other areas in South Louisiana they can grow it for fruit. It likes our warmer, humid weather here. I suggest if you grow it further in the United States, probably overwinter it in a greenhouse or something probably. But here in South Louisiana we can grow this, so like I say, I thought, well, it will make a good bonsai. It'll probably take a while, a few years, to decrease leaf size on it, so that wouldn't be a plus, but you could probably decrease the leaf size over a few years. Next, we have a Japanese black pine. These are native to Japan. I believe you can grow them throughout the United States, even in the colder climates. Maybe places in Canada you might not be able to grow them. You might have to overwinter them in the greenhouse. But here, I actually thought the heat and humidity and our short winters wouldn't give us any time to have a dormancy, but I would ask a bonsai professional. He said, don't worry about it. They tend to like the heat, more heat and less cold. So in our area, that is a good plus for Japanese black pine. Next, we have right here juniper, Shimpako juniper. They are, I believe, they originated in Japan, and like most junipers, they grow just about any place. Overwintering most times, even in the northern hemisphere, in the upper United States and in Canada, you don't need to put them in a greenhouse or anything. So that's another plus. But they do like our heat and humidity here in Louisiana. Now this is a tree that I've showed before. It's another juniper. I don't know the species. I think it might be a procumbens because the foliage is just about like my procumbens junipers. Same applies with this as the Shimpako. You could actually grow it in our area fairly well. It's done really good since I got it. Colder climates, I do not believe you need to overwinter it. You just keep it out. And this is not, any junipers are not indoor bonsai. I don't care what anybody ever tells you. Junipers don't make a good indoor bonsai. They will slowly die if you put them inside. So outside, never put them inside your home. Next we have our juniper, for sure I know this is a juniper cucumbens. This was shown on other videos already too. Same goes for the other junipers. Outdoors, summer and winter, they love the heat, they love the humidity, they actually like it a little bit drier. And they do really well here in South Louisiana. Next, you can't see it too good, but next I actually have a rosemary plant right here that I'm growing not just for seasoning, but I've seen rosemary plants actually grown as bonsai, and they do fairly well, especially in our climate with the heat, because rosemary is known to the Mediterranean and also they like the warm temperatures. They tend to like our humidity here too. Overwintering, I say no. I had a rosemary plant before and it did really well even with the little bit of cold we had. So I say you can keep it out all year, winter if you like, but you could either put, or you could put it in a greenhouse. This right here we have a what they call ficus narrofolia or willow leaf ficus. These are I can't tell you where they're native to, but probably somewhere maybe in Asia somewheres, and they do really well in warmer climates like ours here. In cooler climates like northern United States and into Canada and all, overwintering for sure indoors or in a greenhouse. If you want to grow this as a bonsai indoors, it does really well indoors because most of your ficus do, because they could take a lower light, but I suggest always try to keep it in as much sun as possible, but they do take lower light levels. Next we have here, I believe this is ficus macrocarpa. It might be a microcarpa. This was a cutting. Same thing as the willow leaf ficus. They love the sunlight, the heat, the humidity. They actually, just like most ficus, they will grow aerial roots from their branches or their trunk and all. One of my favorites because they grow really well, and for the most part they're fairly fast growing. If you want to do cuttings and make more trees, they take for cuttings. All your ficus pretty much do. The only one I ever had problems with cuttings was Ficus benjamina, but these take really good from cuttings or air layers. We have another one here. I think this is what they call a ginseng ficus, because they took ficus root and grafted another type of ficus on top, and I think this one might be the Ficus microcarpa. Not sure, but it is the same as